Hey guys, and welcome to WordsAtScale. So you know that I like the topic of AI copywriting, and I do not consider myself an SEO guru. Having said that, I get asked a lot about the case studies and the proofs, and I'm a pretty modest person, and I don't like bragging about stuff. However, I decided to launch a new case study where I take a website on an H domain and I take it from zero traffic to thousands of sessions, hopefully, in a span of 6 months. And I thought that by showing you everything, giving you a blueprint, so to speak, from again the moment you choose the domain, set up a website, to how to publish content, how to optimize for SEO, I thought that this will be the ultimate value that my channel can give you. Many of you are just starting out or struggling with getting traffic. And to show you that I know what I'm talking about, this is one of my websites, which is trickmenote.ai. And as you can see, when I launched it back in February, it had 3 clicks. And now I've reached 20,000 clicks. And again, this is a new domain. I'm not buying any backlinks. I'm just following my own helpful content blueprint, and I try to make every piece of content helpful and rankable. So I kind of know what I'm talking about, even though, again, I'm not an SEO guru. Having said that, I want to show you 3 different ways of picking aged or expired domains. And one thing that I need to make clear, this is a sponsored video. This case study is sponsored by Odys, who were kind enough to give me a big discount on one of their premium aged domains. And I will not be revealing the domain, at least for now, for the purity of the experiment. So I don't want people to go and check out the domain and then accuse me of attracting social traffic. So I want this to be fair to you and to myself. So Odys is a marketplace that buys aged and expired domains and builds them back up. And this is how it looks like inside of the dashboard. So you can pick your language, you can set your industry, you can choose different SEO metrics like the domain age, like domain rank, referring domains, and your price. So basically what I would have done, and this is how I found my domain, I set traffic to 10, so at least some traffic. Then the age to 1 year, domain rank to 10. I set English and I got back around 150 results. And then I just looked at each result individually. So take this domain, for example, which is called Team Origin, and Odys are doing a great job at summarizing stuff, so you don't have to do anything extra. So the price is around $4,000. This former domain that hosted the site of a blog dedicated to sailing, boating, and living at sea. So this is a very good niche, actually. Then you get some historical screenshots. You get important metrics like the age of the domain. So this domain is 18 years old. You get your domain rating, referring domains, whether the domain is indexed in Google. And then when you press on the actual domain, you get an overview. So this domain is actually recommended by Doug Kennington, who's a pretty known person in SEO. You are offered a monetization angle. So the guys from Odys are saying that you can use this domain to create an authority website focused on nautical and marine safety equipment, cover GIS, surveillance, tracking, weather monitoring tools, and other associated things via articles, reviews, and how-to guides. And I actually, when I was selecting between different domains, I came across these 4. And incidentally, they are not being recommended by any of the experts. And when you get to the dashboard, you can search for domains yourself. You can request a domain, you can sell your domain, or you can select from the expert picks. And you have people like Mushfiq Sarkar, hopefully I'm not butchering his surname, Charles Float, Shona Newman, and other known personalities, again, Doug Cunnington. And you can basically narrow down your selection to the expert picks. But these domains I found on my own. They are not being recommended by anyone. And if you have the budget, I would go for any of these domains without any doubt. So this domain is called Real Spine Surgery. It used to rank for a lot of keywords. The domain rating is 36. And it's in a very, very lucrative spinal surgery niche. This one is companion able. This is about prosthetics and elderly. So if you disregard a very important social cost to it, this is again a very interesting niche about prosthetics. This is Robotics. This is how to help disabled people with the use of robots and prosthetics once again. So a very, very interesting niche. And this is a domain called Disaster Risk Reduction, which is in a survival niche. And there are a lot of affiliate programs in this niche. So I'm not an expert, obviously, but if you are interested in one of the domains from Odys, I would suggest looking at Real Spine Surgery, Companion-able, Robotics, and Disaster Risk Reduction. So I got one of the domains from them, again with a big discount, not for free. I wish I would, but the discount was very substantial. And my domain, my age domain, and the important difference between age domain and expired domain is that expired domain is basically no longer being fetched by Google, and it's likely to lose all of its SEO juice, as opposed to age domain, who is just sitting there without doing anything. And Odys are doing a great job at restoring the domains. They're not republishing the content, but the domain is there and it's just being redirected to their page. So it's more likely to retain some of the SEO juice. So my domain is in the phobias niche, how to deal with different phobias. I will not be revealing the domain name just now. But again, I thought this was a very interesting domain for several reasons. First off, it's like 20 years old. Second, it has some very authoritative backlinks. And it's not ranking for any keywords because it's so old. So Ahrefs are not showing anything, but the domain is 20 years old. And again, a lot of backlinks pointing to the homepage, not to the individual articles, but to the homepage. And another reason why I chose phobias as a niche is because I think it is very AI friendly. So of course, there will be some factuality to the content that I'm writing, but all in all, most of the phobias are known already. So AI, ChatGPT, or any other AI writer should know about many of the phobias. So I got the domain. The next video is likely to be covering the website setup and the theme. If you do not have the budget for Odys, there are two other ways that I am using as well to acquire high quality, inexpensive domains. So the first one is Spamzilla, and it's like 39 or 40 bucks a month, so not very expensive. And I think that you should be able to, you can spot a lot of domains here, but I'm using my custom filter. And what I'll do, well, first I show you what it is. So basically, this is the filter applied. Then I filter it by from newest to oldest. And the information that I'm looking at is the DR, Google Index, SEM traffic, SEM keywords. And with some Spamzilla, you can expand on any of the websites. You get a feeling of what the website used to be about. And if you don't see this information here, you can go to Web Archive. Sometimes they even have information about the ranking keywords. They have the information of the pages that are currently being indexed. You can see the anchor text. You can look at the history. You can see if there were any redirects. And you can also get an assessment from Spamzilla whether of the spam score of this domain. So this domain is clean. So Spamzilla is dealing with hundreds and thousands of domains, and it can be overwhelming. So I will just go ahead and show you the filter that I'm using so you can copy it. So this is the filter. The first one, I'm interested in all the TLDs as long as the ranking and have a lot of SEO potential. So I'm not saying that I'm only interested in .coms or .nets. I'm selecting everything here. I'm not so much interested in the country TLDs, so I have deselected those. As far as the DA, again, I'm not setting anything here, although you can. So my suggestion would be to maybe have a DAA, which is a domain rating of 1 and above. I'm interested in domains that are ranking for at least one keyword and that they have a Spamzilla score of at least 1. This means that I'm most likely clean and not spammed. I am interested in expiring domains and domains that are pending deletion. And as far as marketplace domains, I have chosen GoDaddy only. I'm looking at the domains that have been added for the past 7 days, because if the domain was added like a year ago and nobody picked it up, chances are it is rubbish. And for the language, I am interested in the domains that have English as site language and use English as anchor language. But this is very flexible. If you want to be stricter as far as your domain selection, I would go DA1 and keywords 10. And this way you get a smaller selection. But since I'm only interested in expired domains and GoDaddy's domains, and I'm looking at the domains that have been added in the past 7 days, I like the more extended selection. So, and this is my filter applied. As you can see, there are not that many domains that have been added in the past 7 days and are fitting the criteria that I showed you. Then what I also like to do is I select all of the domains. I use the export function. I use, I was meaning to use CSV, but it doesn't matter. Let's go to Excel. So I'm only interested at this stage at the names. Then what I'd go to Keywords Everywhere, and they have this is a very inexpensive tool. And like last time I bought some credits for $20, it lasted me a year. So then I go to Bulk Traffic Metrics, Domains, and I'm just pasting all the domains here. I press Get Metrics. And then I sort them from highest to lowest based on the total keywords. And this way I am looking at the domains that are currently ranking for something like, for example, Battle ATB. I don't know what it is. But I can see that it is ranking for Battle at the Beach, Battle by the Beach, and I have no idea what that is. So skip that. This domain Teddy Bear CC. Let's see what this is ranking for. Teddy Bear Carpets. Teddy Bear Carpet Cleaners, and this sounds like a company. Teddy Bear Cleaning Services, and look at the CPC. $3, $3, $3. So this is something to look at. You can build it out, obviously. And if you see a domain that says no data available, another way is to use a free Hoth tool. So the Hoth, and you go to the search SEO tools and choose the rankings checker, which I did already, but still. Then you just insert the domain, and you can see that this domain is actually ranking for some of the keywords. Triumph Christian Center, so this is a church, and Keywords Everywhere didn't show this information, but the Hoth, which is based off of the SEMrush API, is showing some keywords. And this is just a very neat way of seeing the domain's history without using expensive tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush. So apart from ODYS, this is my second preferred method of finding the domains. And the third preferred method, and they are not mutually exclusive, so I combine them, is to go to GoDaddy Auctions. Then I go to Advanced Search. I don't like dashes or numbers in my domains. This is just a personal preference. Shouldn't really matter if the domain is good. Sometimes I like to have a 1 year in the minimum years. Price tag, I am not actually interested in the domains above $1,000. So this is max price. Time to end, let's say 7 or 3 days. I like to look at the domains that are near their expiration date as far as the auction goes. For the type, I usually look at expiring auctions, buy now, closeouts, and maybe public auctions as well. And traffic, I like to have at least 10 in here. And I am not interested in the keywords, since you can use it to discover new niches as well. So apply filters. Then I can just rank them based on the traffic. And then what I'll do, I'll export the whole thing. And here I can do the same as I showed you with the Spamzilla. So the domain checker by Keywords Everywhere can analyze 1000 domains, which is plenty. So I have selected 1000 domains. Then I can go to the bulk checker once again. I insert my domains here. And let's click Get Metrics. And again, see, like we get a lot of keywords here, and we have a nice selection of the domains. So this one is Round Tree Outdoors. Let's see what it is. No data available, but as we remember, we can go to the Hoth tool and check it out here. And this is ranking for some kind of outdoors and accessories like bags. I don't know what Nebo is, jackets, flashlights. So this might be a pretty good domain. And look at the keywords. So this is a lot of keywords, over 100 keywords. And the rankings are not that bad either. So you have, and since this is expired, you can quickly build it up. Let's just look at another domain. Hollywood Imprints, maybe Jump Advice, and this is misspelled. Let's see what it is. And this is a cleaning service. This looks like a spam domain actually, because it talks about IKEA, phones, cleaning. But the SERP positions are pretty good actually. So see how many pages are on the first page. Interesting, but you have to analyze that separately. So these were my top 3 preferred ways of analyzing and buying aged and expired domains. So the first one is Odys, and I've just given you my personal selection of the 4 premium domains. Then expired domains, and you can copy my filter that I'm using every day. And the third way is GoDaddy, and again, see what filters I'm using. You can easily replicate this process and find a very good domain that meets your needs. So hopefully this was helpful. This is going to be a full series. I'm not sure about the frequency right now. The next video is very likely going to be about setting up the website and the theme. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully this was helpful. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.